Actually, I don't care what type of drug you on, man. Crack, heroin, PCP, angel dust, whatever it is, man. I don't see how the hell you can smoke up 50K.
I don't know what I did to make everybody hate trees. Everybody hate trees. I don't know what I did to make everybody hate trees. Everybody hate trees. I don't know.
Actually, I don't care what type of drug you on, man. Crack, heroin, PCP, angel dust, whatever it is, man. I don't see how the hell you can smoke up 50K. Straight up, man. I'm talking about, and I done been around drug addicts all my life, y'all. All my life. And I have seen the drug addicts that like go all out, you know what I'm saying? Spend their money up all at one time. You know, right there, just keep buying crack rock, keep buying crack rocks. I have seen junkies, spend lump sum, 500 at a time, boom, another five, like like that. So I done seen different levels of different, drug addicted people waste their money and spend their money all my life, but I ain't never ever seen somebody just spend 50K up in crack, smoking crack in 30 days, man, in 29 days, man. Like real talk. My fault, my fault, my fault. I got you. Go that way, go that way. But like, I have a friend, man, that a little older than me or whatnot, man, and just like everybody else, he did his thing, and and his thing was really just like snorting cocaine. He smoked weed all the time, but he was an older guy. Them 70s, them 60s and 70s. Cocaine came in. That was the drug, so that's what he did. All his life and stuff, man. And then of course, crack took it over in the 80s. And unfortunately, this friend ended up getting addicted to the crack. You know what I'm saying? He still did the coke and stuff, but the crack, really just, took him down, And, he was a celebrity, barber at one point, doing haircuts for some of the biggest names in Atlanta right here, man. You know what I'm saying? From Big Boy, Outkast, them, man. T.I., different people, he used to cut Pastor Troy, he used to cut people hair, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, he was a celebrity barber until he got on the crack. And we talking about that was, 20, 30 years ago. And here it is, 2025, he's one of them unfortunately ones that still on the crack, or however. But unfortunately, he was hurt. He got in an accident, you know what I'm saying? And he was, broken up. A few broken bones here, broken this, broken that. And you know how it goes. You get that money for that. You know what I'm saying? You got hit in an accident by two different people. So that's two different lump sums of coming, or however. And, I might be a little off on my number, but it probably was more than this. But Holmes ended up getting 50K, if not more than 50K, y'all. It's real talk. And at the time, he has no car, and he has, really not a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? Staying in hotels or with friends and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But of course, bam, he was blessed with this money. He ended up being all right. He survived the accident, so that's a blessing itself. And then he get the money, y'all. So he get the money. That's a double tapping. You know what I'm saying? That's a double tapping right there. So right now he's in a position to rebuild himself, and that's all he had been talking about doing the whole time he was waiting to get the money. You know what I'm saying? And me and his son is very close. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he older than me, but me and his son ended up getting close because we ended up doing a bid together. You know what I'm saying? I met him and found out he was his son, so me and his son got close. You know what I'm saying? And his son was staying in a hotel. He's staying in a rooming house, hotel, back and forth. So here it is. Now, boom, he get this money. Now he can make it right with his son. That's his baby boy. And he can get himself out the streets, man. Get a car, get a place to stay. and start doing stuff right now. He old, like I said, he gets Social Security, so he got, he's in position, and that's what I thought. You know what I'm saying? Until he get the money. Once he got the money, man, the one thing that he did do was he got somebody to oversee his money because he knew that the problem he had, he couldn't control it, and he finna get that lump sum of money. So right there, when he did that, y'all, I looked at it like, okay, he's trying. You know what I'm saying? That's real, because he could have just got his money cashed out and then just had it in his pocket. But instead, it was somebody that didn't have anything to do with drugs, that was like magnificent with money, and also a friend of his. So he was like, I trust you with the money, and I know that you won't let me just, kill it like that. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it. He put the money up. He's straight. He probably got $1,000 out of the money, and then left with about his business, a half. And, we was thinking he was going to get a car, he was going to get a place. In a matter of days, he's going to be calling, saying, hey, check this, I need to do this, stuff like that, which he did. But he didn't say, hey, man, I'm finna get this car. I'm finna get this house. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna get this apartment. I need this money. Instead, he did call for money from that friend of his. You know what I'm saying? And when he called for money, he was calling for, not $200 or $300, like, somebody that a crackhead. Hey man, call the person, hey, let me get $200-$300. Buy some crack, smoke out, freak out, none of that. No, he was calling for like $2,000-$3,000 at a time, man. $2,000 or $3,000 at a time, man. And it was like, like, what the hell you need this money for if you're not buying a car? If you're not paying the first month and last month on rent, you know what I'm saying? But you can't, he's grown. It is his money, even though his people is holding the money down for him. It is his money. If he called and say, hey, let me get, $2,000 out the bank, then you get the $2,000 out of the bank, you give it to him. You don't ask him what it's for, because it's his money and he's grown. And you only can do so much. You know what I'm saying? So after time passing, that's what he continued doing. You know what I'm saying? He continued getting 2,000 here, 1,000 there, 3,000 there, 3,000 there, 2,000 there. You know what I'm saying? And the money's being sent to him, and when he called back for the next, lump sum, we talking about within 3 or 4 days, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So if he get 2,500 today, which today is Tuesday, then Thursday he gonna need 1,500 more. I don't know nobody that smoked crack like that, man, ever in my life, man. And I know they say the crack only, the highs ain't even like the cocaine. How cocaine lasts a little bit, but they say they crack high, 10 to 15 minutes, and you be chasing that high again. But who the hell will he chase? Because you talking about 2,500, and then in 2 or 3 days, what the? I'm surprised he didn't bust his damn heart, man. For real, man. Just real talk, man. But he continued on doing that, y'all. And he's smoking, and like when we find out his location is, at a hotel, man. And then his people who hold the money for him, which is my people as well, they'll get fed up. You know what I'm saying? Because those phone calls coming in for money from him are coming in at all different unorthodox times of the night, the day, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And my people have to stop what they doing and get up, or however, and send the money, take the money, however he want the money. He want it, send cash app or Zelle, or he want cash this time. It was so much problems came with my people holding these 50K. You know what I'm saying? And it got to the point where my people didn't want to hold it no more. You know what I'm saying? They was fed up with the phone calls, and of course they wanted him to do better. And they didn't feel, even though they didn't see anything but us knowing the location where he at, which was a very heavily infested drug area. we figured that he was burning the money, of course. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, every phone call that came in was for more money. Not that I bought a car, not that I had an apartment, things of that nature. So we knew what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So at one point, he wanted cash, you know, and we took him cash over there, man. And what was disturbing that I saw when I pulled up at the hotel, man, and walked up to the room was when we took him that cash, he was in a hotel room with his son's child's mother. You know what I'm saying? I guess they had separated. They're not together anymore. But now she's at the hotel with his daddy. And me, I'm gonna ask, hey man, what the hell going on? What's up with her? And the first thing that he told us, because I was with my people, was that he was helping her out. She had just came over there. We guess he was finna give her some money. That's what he was insinuating, that helping her out. Only way he can help her out to give her a little flow or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he told us. We still looked at it kind of suspicious. You know what I'm saying? Help her out. That she do got his grandbaby, so it could have been that. So you can't put that past people, but it just was kind of suspicious for us. You know what I'm saying? But within that time, man, a week passed, 2 weeks or whatever, and he won't cash again. And we go back over there. And when we go back over there, she's there again. And then this time, my people say something to him. Hey, man, what's really going on, man? Like, this don't look right, man. What's up? Where the son at, And he ended up coming out letting us know that, like, what we was suspecting anyway was true. You know what I'm saying? He's now messing with his son, old lady. You know what I'm saying? Since he got that bread or whatever and a however, man. But with all that being said, man, we talking about 28, 29 days. And them 50K is gone, y'all. And what's crazy about that is not only is the 50K gone, but he don't even have a place to stay. Still don't have a car. Like, real talk, man. And not too long ago, man, called my people, man, and like, asked them, hey man, check this out, man. Could you let me hold this until my Social Security check comes? Things of that nature. And Strong. Y'all seen the movie Strong? My people like, man, that was the last straw, man. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't dealing with him no more. He just couldn't take it, man. You only could help, so much. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you only can do so much when you're trying to help a person, man. And of course, y'all know that y'all can't help a person that do not want to be helped himself. And in this case, man, I think that's where the war, man. But you talking about goddamn 50K? How the hell you smoke up 50K? Where the drug deal at? Cause he good. Especially if he sold dimes. If you spent 50K, why whoop your ass? If you spent 50K in dimes, I whooped your ass. Hey man, I'm talking about, I know I was a young nigga, had bread, doing that rum and all that stuff, man. But I just did never see a crackhead. I'm talking about, you had crackhead who had settlements. You had flight attendants, stewardess. You had our pilots that were coming to College Park. You had wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? The Iron Sheik and the Junkyard Dog and that dude, the butcher. You had all these people that was coming through College Park, man, smoking marijuana, smoking crack, all that, man. Ain't nobody spent no 50K on dimes. You could at least bought a 50 slab. They say 100 slab. They say a quarter. Sat right there in the hotel, man, and smoked up his whole settlement, man. And now you got to get out the room. Hey, man, but crack is a hell of a drug.
If they come SPK, he ain't waffles and bagels.
What's up, nigga? They need to worry about themselves. They need to worry about themselves.
If they come Chris Knox, and we started on top.
What's up, my uncle? We been on top. That's my uncle. This shit, yo.
If they come Francis